In September 2016, the Mossel Bay Yacht Club in Simonstown relaunched and rebranded the historic Mossel Bay Offshore Race as the MBR, restoring it to its former glory in the Western Cape, South Africa. An overwhelming 33 entries were signed up, and excited crew members gathered at the briefing the night before departure for final instructions to be given.
At the briefing they warned us that it is whale season at the moment and the whale can do bad damage to your boat.
Lots of good young crew members around me that sailed with me on my boat Hillbilly, and we're looking at having an awesome time out there and bring it on.
Haven't done one in a hell of a long time. It's about 210 miles. And yeah, weather is not looking too good, but a bit light.
In December 1955, the first classic South African offshore yacht race from Simonstown to Mossel Bay was born. The route covered 210 nautical miles and would take the fleet along the challenging Agulhas Coastline, past the southernmost point of Africa, a route notorious for strong currents, challenging sea conditions, and a history of recorded shipwrecks. 3 lighthouse keepers along the route would notify the yacht club of any sightings of yachts, while the crew used Aldous lamps to report their positions back to the lighthouses. The race has since run sporadically, under various names, over the past 60 years. On the morning of the 29th of September 2016, a prevailing northwesterly wind was forecast for the MBR at the Mossel Bay Yacht Club in Simonstown. The excitement and energy was tangible as crews rushed around loading last-minute gear. Final preparations and adjustments are made to rigging before leaving the safety of the harbour. Safety is priority, and the tension mounts as the race director does a final sweeping inspection, ensuring that all the yachts have adequate storm sails and safety harnesses on board to meet the required standards to qualify their entry.
Thanks, guys.
A final reminder is given to all crew to have their extra-link tracking devices switched on throughout the entire race or risk penalties.
Mossel Bay Fleet, please ensure that your trackers are switched on and functioning properly. Please ensure that your trackers are switched on and functioning properly. Out.
Happy?
Thanks a lot, Thanks, guys.
The suspense mounts as the fleet of yachts jostle in front of the starting line, waiting for the final horn to blow.
Get ready to race.
Colourful spinnakers splash across Mossel Bay as 33 yachts race towards Agulhas, with Nitro taking the lead and Vulcan close behind. The fleet would soon encounter large southwesterly swell, backed by 10 to 20 knots of northwesterly winds along the challenging Agulhas coastline. Sailing skills and good weather tactics are key to finishing the race in good time.
"33 boats left here this morning, so it's going to be interesting to see the different techniques offshore, inshore, and how the guys play their cards. But we're going to head down there and see them coming in on the other side.
With Nitro in the lead and Vulcan close behind, it was time for every crew member to exercise their sailing skills in order to gain maximum speed.
About 5 hours after the start of the Mossel Bay Race, 25 miles away from Cape Point. Sea warrior about 10 miles behind us, slightly to weather. Wind, boat speed 11.5 knots.
En route to Mossel Bay, cooking.
Speed 18 knots. Kevin Webb helming Banjo. Farrier F9AX. Around Cape Agulhas.
A dark night soon encloses the fleet, but the Extra-Link tracker system makes it possible to closely monitor every yacht's current position and boat speed, updating information every 5 minutes. Every yacht is given strict instructions to call the race director after passing Cape Agulhas.
I got you here on the tracker. All right, I've got you.
At sunrise, the Mossel Bay Yacht and Boat Club is on standby and ready to welcome the first competitor to cross the finish line as final mooring positions are allocated. It's no surprise as Nitro appears on the horizon and crosses the finish line first. A fairly exhausted, yet satisfied crew motor into the harbour.
You can't do much better than to have northwesterlies, westerlies all the way. Big seas, leftover seas, so we had a very big groundswell. That made some of the legs a bit tricky. We played the weather patterns as we saw them. Lots of cloud action, so lots you could pick up from that. It's always good to cross the line first. We had a good battle with Vulcan. We have a little edge on them upwind, they have a little edge on us downwind. And they capitalised on that and put a great race together and finished not too far behind us.
Is Vulcan across the line?
It's not long before Vulcan sails in and crosses the finish line, making good time. Congratulations were in order.
We had a fantastic sail. Last night was very tough. We had a little bit of a crosswind to a very big southwest swell. So the boys were worked the whole night on the coffee grinder. I think we've got some buggered sailors. And the battle resumed at Nitro. Due to the wind angle, we probably got a little bit the better of them. It worked well for us in the end. And I believe now the wind is shut down, so we luckily just snuck in now to finish.
By the late afternoon, the wind drops drastically, leaving the remaining fleet to battle their way towards the finish line. It's not long before Warrior is spotted, making a graceful entry into the bay.
We were like a Great Dane racing against some bloodhounds. Our boat, a graceful old lady here behind us, over 20 odd years old, was up against some young, spirited, well-oiled campaigns and the likes of Vulcan and Nitro, who sailed fantastically well today. Yeah, there was just planing conditions. Well, certainly lots of surfing, lots of downwind, no upwind. Our boat's heavy and designed to go upwind really well, and we never had that chance, so we were always on the back foot. We had a fantastic sail. The conditions were idyllic. No moon last night, but beautiful, beautiful sailing conditions. Great sail.
As refreshments are enjoyed on the deck of the club, Griffin is spotted and manages to sail in on a light breeze. This is a huge achievement for a young, up-and-coming racing team, driven by a passion to sail.
Still a little bit tired, no sleep last night, because we had to work out where we're going to be in the course and try to follow the weather and things like that. Yeah, we had a man on board this morning. We sent Leroy up to the pole to clip in the guy, and then the downhill on the pole jumped out the cleat, and we had Leroy in the water hanging on the spinnaker pole. So we could have been here quicker. But I must say, teamwork, the guys done really well. I'm proud of the guys. We're looking forward for our next race.
By late afternoon, Banjo makes good time and sails in with a smooth entry. They're quick to dock with the help of fellow sailors.
The weather was a little bit funny when we left, quite difficult to get right in the chop and the slop that we had. And there were a few little wind squalls which were quite exciting. Big swell, and not really being able to anticipate it was a problem. But no, all in all, everything pretty much went smoothly. We didn't break anything for a change. We got here in one piece and nice and comfortably.
Out at sea, the fleet continues to set their course towards Mossel Bay. Rocket and Set C soon cross the line, while Ray of Light manages to slip in just before sunset.
Some of the crew battled with seasickness in the lumpy conditions, but it was a wonderful sail, and we're very grateful to all the organisers and everybody who made this event happen. One of our crew members got his hand stuck in one of the jammers, releasing a halyard without putting it on the winch, but we're very happy to be here.
As the sun sets across Mossel Bay, the race control team closely monitors the current positions of those still out at sea. Regardless makes a smooth entry, despite the drop in wind conditions.
The breeze dropped and we thought we'd get in before dark, but it went very light and took us a while. Took us about an hour through the bay, but we managed to pass 2 other boats into finish. And it's nice to be in Mossel Bay after a testy race and lots of swell, lots of wind changes, but very happy to be here. Cheers.
With drinks all round, Spillhouse also manages to drift into the harbour.
We didn't have to beat, we didn't get wet, we had actually a gorgeous sail. And I think we did reasonably well. We beat a lot of boats bigger and faster than us. I've done this race at least 4 or 5 times before. But this was one of the best ones ever.
It's not long before Extra Link YOLO enters the docks alongside many other relieved crew, arriving in the safety of the bay. Back at the Mossel Bay Yacht and Boat Club, family, friends and sailors gather to enjoy the festivities of a warm welcome with celebrations all round. On the morning of the second day, most of the yachts were docked or anchored in the bay, with sailors enjoying a hearty breakfast on the club deck. Radiance makes a welcoming appearance and is the last yacht to cross the finish line. The MBR ends off in style at the False Bay Yacht Club prize-giving event. Everyone gathered in anticipation to hear the announcement of the final winners within the various categories.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the inaugural prize giving of the Mossel Bay Race. Thank you all for coming.
The 9 honours winner for the 2016 MBR is the Yacht Nitro. And first place for Class 1, the Yacht Griffin. And lastly, the final results of Mossel Bay Race 2016. In third place, Yacht Griffin. In second prize, the Yacht Nitro. So the winner of Mossel Bay Race 2016 is the Yacht Vulcan.
I think it was quite close in the end. We were very nervous in the last couple of 100 meters because we ran out of wind, and we knew we had about 20 minutes in the bag with Nitro, just calculating when they finished, or when we listened when they finished. So when the wind shut off just on the finish line, we got very nervous, but in the end I think we comfortably won it.
We gave the big boats a run for their money basically. I think they were all waiting on the dock, thinking that we had it. On a handicap we probably missed it about half an hour, maybe less, 20 minutes. We made a couple of small errors. Maybe next time if we eliminated those errors, we will probably get him on the line. You know, just a big goal. We get him overall. You never know.
Just been an absolutely fantastic event. Been very few problems. The weather's been very kind to the event. And yeah, just a all-round success. Mossel Bay Yacht Club has been incredibly hospitable on this side, and I think fun has been had by all.